Hey guys, what's going on? It's Eli with Little Blue, and we are starting the Halloween marathon, whatever you want to call it, just, you get the idea. So, and of course, we're starting this off with 1985's Fright Night. The original and the best, so...
Absolutely, the original and the best. Very much an 80s movie.
What do we have to say about it?
I can say Chris Sarandon, who hails from Beckley, West Virginia.
Chris Sarandon, and along with him... the great Roddy McDowall.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Chris Sarandon played...
And you said very much 80s film.
Very much an 80s film.
Okay. So go ahead.
It had... Chris Sarandon was...
Years before, he would play as Prince Humperdinck in Princess Bride and Jack Skellington in Nightmare Before Christmas.
Chris Sarandon was the best vampire I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah. He was menacing and evil in this.
The best... absolutely the best, and my favorite line in the movie is when he comes in and Roddy McDowall's there and Charlie's there, and he comes in and he goes, "Welcome to Fright Night."
Yeah,
and then he goes, "For real," like that. I mean, it's just so serious.
Like he means it. Like it's real.
Yeah, but he is the scariest vampire I've ever seen. And the movie,
my gosh, yes.
The movie,
how he transforms into like the vampire form, and even when he transforms into a bat.
Exactly.
And how he gets killed. It's just,
There was a lot. The special effects you see in that was a lot. The transformation thing. That was a newer technology.
Even up to the 80s.
At that time, and they used a lot of it. The transformation, the werewolf, Charlie's friend who turns into a werewolf.
Amy, like girlfriend and something.
And his friend, the other
Thompson,
guy,
Ed Evil or something like that. He gets turned into a vampire.
Yeah, and
Ed Evil. He's kind of like a jerk in this.
Yeah,
a jerky friend.
But he also turns into a werewolf too.
He does. That's and even taking on against Peter Vincent.
Yeah, and it is absolutely. I mean, it's almost gross. I mean, it's just the way they do the transformation and everything. You see the arms, the legs grow. And
the feet and the claws.
Exactly.
Wow. And the face too.
Yeah,
that's insane.
But it's, Fright Night. I mean, it's kind of a fun, scary movie.
Yeah.
It really is.
And like one of the few best vampire movies at that time. Like I guess from that and Lost Boys.
Exactly.
And obviously because Roddy McDowall, he's good in this. It's Roddy McDowall. He's great at anything.
It's a fun movie. I didn't get scared when I watched it.
I was just going to say, one of my few, because more talk on Brian McDowall, like, one of the best things that, like, always cut to, like, his facial expressions, his reactions, They were so good. Like, it said so much with his character and, like, what he was, like, because of what he was seeing, etc.,
Yeah, he did. His acting was very good in that movie.
Oh, yeah. And, yeah, he's good at anything, from Planet of the Apes, etc.
Absolutely.
Even the Bookworm and Batman.
Yep.
Yeah.
Even the Bookworm.
Yeah. Batman. So what else were you saying?
Just the special effects, the whole the plot of the movie I thought was really strong.
Yeah, it was.
It was just the fact that this vampire lives next door,
and that Charlie, because he knows that he's suspicious, and he's figuring out because his neighbor's a vampire, and yet he so happens to be a fan of horror stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah. So. Yet trying to go to the police, and they don't believe him. And at one point, like Peter Vincent doesn't believe him. He's just kind of an a-hole at first, and yet what he does from that TV show he was on, and yet he was fired at one point. But then at the end of the film, he somehow that managed to come back on, and etc.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and I guess Peter Vincent, like the character of Peter Vincent's kind of like supposed to be like I guess a spoof because of Vincent Price or something.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah. I have to check.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, I believe so, yeah. And, like, it's crazy. And, like, yeah, as you said, like, the visual effects, like that one part where Charlie, he stabs a pencil through Chris Sarandon's hand.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's where he, like, transforms in, like, his vampire form,
Yeah, I remember that. I remember it well. I also remember when he goes into Charlie's room when he's first welcomed in, and he takes his fingers and he runs his fingernail across the windowsill, and his fingernails grow. You know, you see his fingernails; it's really long, and he's very, very quietly intimidating and threatening Charlie. You know, say, back off. You know.
Or you'll know what's to come to you. So,
exactly.
Yeah. And also because when, Amy gets turned to a vampire, but it's nice to see at the end, she's back to who she was,
Yeah.
No longer a vampire, etc. But not so much for, say, Ed Evil or Ed Thompson,
Yeah, he was not so fortunate.
Nope. Like, he had to follow Chris Sarandon, his lead or something like that,
Exactly.
And even, like, because those parts were, because at times, like, at some points, like, using the cross, tell him to back off, like, you have to have faith, But when it does come to them, that's when, they are terrified and such. They back off from the crosses.
Exactly.
Even that one part, because Peter Vincent, he does put a cross, like, on Ed's head, that mark.
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of crooked, where the mark is. Oh man, and like because more of the makeup, etc. Even with Amy, for example, like if one point she's crying such and uncovers her face, that teeth and the eyes,
that mouth, and the mouth is really big, and you're like, whoa!
It's like, oh my god, that's insane.
Yeah.
And then anything else? Like, we missing anything else?
No, I think we just touched on all of it, really.
Yeah, and you remember that there was a sequel to Fright Night.
Yeah.
Still, we had the return of Charlie and Peter Vincent.
Mm-hmm.
So, we'll probably give that a watch, probably, and we'll probably review it too. So I think it did decent. Pretty sure.
I think it did. I think a lot of movies back then in the 80s, they did pretty decent. They
for like the sequels to the ones.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I guess for the sequel, like, well, obviously because you have the two main characters, Charlie and Peter Vincent. So
exactly.
So yeah, so once again, what we think of Fright Night, and how many stars, etc.
Oh, I give it 8 out of 10. Stars.
8 out of 10. 8 out of 10.
Solid.
8 out of 10 stars. Same here. What solid would you say?
It's a solid movie. Yeah.
Solid movie.
Yeah. Okay. Solid.
Yeah. So I'm with you too. 8 out of 10 stars for Fright Night. Because it is fantastic, and it was one of those vampire films, even at that time, where, it was good, and, like, right next to, say, Lost Boys. Because that, too, was good. That, too, was good, too.
Good movie.
Yeah, so, and yet, okay, like, I think I'm pretty sure, like, Fright Night and Lost Boys, they were a bit different. Like, how the feel and the story to it, and how the vampires were, I guess.
Yep, they were a bit different, but...
yeah, and especially how the vampires look, like the makeup, etc.
Exactly.
Yeah, so, anything else to say?
Nothing else.
Yeah. But, of course, as we say, Little Blue and me, we give this 8 out of 10 stars. Yep. So, and you guys let us know what you think of Fright Night. Just let us know what you think of it, and yeah, just let us know in the comment section. So, anyway, so again, me and Little Blue, 8 out of 10 stars for Fright Night. We hope you enjoyed our review of Fright Night. More new review videos coming your way. They're going to be awesome, and more to come for this Halloween marathon review, whatever you want to call it. And of course, up next, we are reviewing Beetlejuice. Yep. So, and yeah, so with that said, we hope you enjoyed, our review of Fright Night, and we'll see you guys in the next video/review video, and more to come for reviewing Halloween-related stuff. So,
off out.
Yep, Little Blue says off out for me. Take care, and peace out.